Tonight,
Oh,
I say
it.
fuck it.
Oh, fuck it.
There we are. Someone slips over and my cat licks his balls. Hello and welcome back to the channel and to this video where it is a pickups video, and I must admit it is pretty much an import special. I've got a variety of releases across DVD, Blu-ray and 4K, and I've also got two unboxings of some pretty special limited editions. But first off, I have a little confession to make. You may remember in my last pickups video I showed off a Big Trouble in Little China t-shirt that I had bought at the Silver Screen Con in December. I think it was December. And you may remember that I said it was the first Big Trouble in Little China t-shirt that I had actually bought. This was actually the first one I bought. This was from Last Exit to Nowhere, and it was about a good 6 years ago. So I have to apologise about that little faux pas or fuck up on my on my part. So I do apologise about that. But now with that all out of the way, let's get straight into the good stuff. And first off, the only VHS that I have bought for a good long while, and it was a film that I absolutely adore, and I had this on rental VHS many years ago, and for some stupid reason I got rid of it. I wish I never. I did get the Warner Archive DVD from Australia, and I was like, no, I've got to have it on VHS, because I must admit I do like the UK VHS artwork, and watching this on tape I think it will bring back definite memories. And it is Teen Agent, or as it's known in the US, If Looks Could Kill, starring Richard Grieco, Roger Rees, Linda Hunt, Gabriel Anwar, and it's also got a cameo appearance by frontman of The Who, Roger Daltrey. This is a really fun film. Really, it's on for a brisk 85 minutes. Doesn't outstay its welcome. It's a hell of a lot of fun, and there are some really good gags in here as well. What else can I say about it? It's a brilliant film, one that desperately needs a 4K or even Blu-ray release and a full restoration with some pretty good special features. I would kill for a release like that for this film. Really underrated, very fun film. Now, the only DVD... Is it the only DVD? Yes, the only DVD, and the first of the imports. And I literally got this after I watched Andy's video on the animated shows of his childhood, and as soon as he brought this one up, I was like, I don't have that. And I had to pick it up, and I'm so glad I did, because this just takes me back to when I was in school, finished school, get home, watch CITV, and this would come on. I think it was on a Friday afternoon. It was either a Tuesday or a Friday afternoon. And yeah, I absolutely love this series, and it is the complete Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated series, and it ran for a total of about 10 seasons. And yeah, there's 193 episodes and 3 hours of bonus features on here. And sadly, the case is a little bit on the balked side, but it doesn't matter. I'm so glad to have this. This was one of my jams growing up. Really, a hell of a lot of fun, this series. And I swear there was a character in this called Seymour Guts that basically was turned inside out, and it was his mission to try and get turned back the right way in. And he becomes like an ally of the Turtles. I swear it was. Unless it was some fever dream and I made it up, but still, never mind. So yes, that's the only DVD. So before we get on to the rest of the imports, I've got a couple of customs here. And the first one is Santa's Sleigh, starring WWE's Bill Goldberg. I haven't watched this all the way through yet. I've only seen like the first 10 minutes. My God, what an opening. It was absolutely hilarious. Really hilarious. And that basically sets the precedent for the rest of the film. And I can't wait to watch the rest of this if that opening 10 minutes is literally how the rest of the film is going to be. I saw the trailer and it looks absolutely bonkers. And I love bonkers films. So that, I think, is definitely going to be a must-watch. And the next one is the last Beverly Hills Cop movie, and it is Axel F. Now, I haven't seen this. I love the first two Beverly Hills Cop films. The third one, I can take it or leave it. I mean, there is some fun parts in it, but overall, it's not a good film. And I've heard some really good stuff about this, so can't wait to give that a watch. Now, the first UK Blu-ray, or the only UK Blu-ray, sorry, should I say, is one that basically I bought because I've got the others in the series, and I thought, you know what, if I'm going to do a watch of all three films, I had to pick it up. And it's X, directed by Ty West and starring Mia Goth and Brittany Snow, Jenny Ortega, Martin Henderson. That's a name I haven't heard in years. The last thing I remember seeing him in was the original Ring remake, and not Biker Boys, the one that's like Fast and Furious on motorcycles. I think he was in that. I can't remember the bloody name of it. But yeah, I thought I had to pick this up because I'm going to watch all three films at some point, either back to back or over consecutive weekends. So yeah, can't wait to get cracking on that. And that leads me to the first unboxing, and it's the last UK release, and it is Pearl. Now, as I say, I've not seen any of these films, so I'm quite intrigued to see what this is like. But the second sight release, you get your token hard box, and obviously you get the little J piece of paper. Sit that back in there. You get the digipack with this lovely, really lovely artwork. Looks like it's all hand painted or hand drawn, but that is gorgeous. And you get the one disc, which is just the 4K. So we'll stick that back in the box. Then you've got the big chunky booklet that Second Sight are known for, and again it carries on the gorgeous hand drawn artwork, and again with the wheat field on the back. And there's some nice stills and some write-ups. And I'll tell you what, this is a very, very thick book. It's almost like one of the old BT phone books from about a decade or so ago, before I suppose they stopped doing them. And then you've got Les Cards Do Art. Whatever that means. Anyway, art cards, and there is 6 of them here. So you've got, which is the front cover, and again some rather nice artwork from the front of the booklet. Yeah, from the front of the booklet, from the front of the digipack, still from the film. Another still from the film. And another still from the film. So, yeah. Quite a package, as the French would say. If they would say that, I don't know. I suppose I'm just channeling my inner Del boy, you know, because he wasn't good with French phrases either, saying au revoir as hello and bonjour as goodbye. So yes, that is the second sight release of Pearl. Lovely addition, that, and a film that I can't wait to see. So, the first of the 4K or Blu-ray imports. Now, there is a couple of, actually, there's about 3 of these. Yeah, there's about 3 of these that I was meant to show in my last pickups video, but of course, me being me, I completely forgot. So, but we'll come to those later. But the first one is the one that completes my Batman 89 to 97 collection, and it is Batman Returns. Yes, I've got Batman, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin on UK 4K with the age rating down here. And now I have this one, Batman Returns. It completes the set. And I love this film. I really do love this film. Although I think the first film is by far the best. I must admit, I do like these discs with the with all that, like just the print there, and the rest of the disc is like the cityscape and whatnot. Yeah, I do think that the original Batman film is by far, it's the creme de la creme. Yeah, that's right, creme de la creme of all 4 films. I think that it's a blast from start to finish. This film, while it is a fantastic film, it's not one that I watch all that often. In fact, I think I'd watch the first one more than this. I'd watch Batman Forever more than this. But I would watch this more than Batman and Robin. But that's not to say this isn't a great film. It's a fantastic film. I think because it's a little bit bleak in certain places, but that could just be to do with the setting, you know, and like the colour scheme and all this, that and the other. But still, take nothing away from it. It's a brilliant film, and I'm glad that I've now got this to complete the set. Now, the next one is a 4K Blu-ray combo from Shout Factory. And it's one that I've had on my radar for a while, and I'm certain I see this back in the 80s. I'm certain that we had this on Betamax. It was either this or it was the TV series we had on Betamax. When was this made? 1990. Right, it was the TV series then, because I think this was too late for UK Betamax. But it is Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. So yes, it would be the Betamax of the original series. We had that with the monster reading the book, and like all the other monsters behind him. I think there was a kid in bed or something. But yeah, I'm certain I've seen this, but I'll be buggered if I can actually remember what it was like. So this is definitely ripe for a rewatch. And it's a 2023 4K transfer from the original camera negative, and it's also in Dolby Vision as well. No Dolby Atmos, but Dolby Master Audio 5.0, so can't be sniffed out, I suppose. So yeah, that's going to be one to watch soon. And the next one was from Amazon, and basically the last time I saw this was on Laserdisc. The last time I was in the States. And I thought, yeah, I wouldn't watch that again. But for some reason, I found myself wanting to pick it up so I could eventually watch it again. And very strange French Czechoslovakian animated film from 1973. Apparently it took 4 years to make. And it is Fantastic Planet, or La Planète Sauvage, which is the Wild Planet, translated from French, but it's called Fantastic Planet. It's basically about the Oms and the Drags. The Drags are like us, you know, and the Oms are like basically small animals. You know, they keep as pets, they get them to fight and all this, that and the other. And basically through this one's basically getting the to use this like device. He can basically start reading their language, and basically they start planning an uprising. Very politically charged, and you know, all about tolerance and all this, that and the other. And I need to watch this again, because I don't think I appreciated it on first watch. I think it was the animation style that put me off. But having said that, I can't wait to watch this. And it's also got the alternative English language track. I think the version that we've got on Laserdisc is French, and it's got English subtitles. No, we haven't got it on Laserdisc. I watched it on a streaming site. Sorry, I beg your pardon. It was a streaming site. I think it was Paramount Plus in the States, or it might be Hulu. One of the two, anyway. But yeah, that was the first time that I'd watched it, and so yeah, got to give it another go. I apologise about that. I thought we had it on Laserdisc. Got so many films on Laserdisc, I can't fucking remember. I dropped a bollock on that one, didn't I? And now the next one is one that I actually got in August, and part of me was again meant to have included this in a previous pickups video, but of course I completely forgot. And it is Jean-Claude Van Damme time-hopping classic Time Cop, also starring Ron Silver and Mia Sara, as well as, what's his name? Something McGill, not Everett McGill. I can't remember his first name. It'll probably come to me later. And he's basically, he's a cop that polices time travel and basically stops anyone from trying to change the future and all this, that and the other. And certain things happen, and the future changes anyway, so he has to try and go and fix it. All to do with like corrupt politicians. I'm not getting into that. There's some great action in it. Some really good lines. And well, it's just a fantastic film. This is basically Hard Target and Sudden Death are basically his Universal trilogy, and all three films absolutely fantastic films. And only one of them wasn't directed by Peter Hyams, and that was Hard Target, directed by John Woo. But it's a great film, and this is the French release. Plays in English with removable subtitles in this nice digipack. You get your 2 discs against the backdrop of Van Damme teaching a would-be mugger basically to stop being a bit of a twat. And then you've got French poster, French double-sided poster. So you got the original artwork, and then you've got newly commissioned artwork, which I don't actually mind. I actually think that is proper awesome. But that artwork is pure 90s, and it's the artwork that I remember the most. So I think that would definitely be my favourite artwork. But yeah, and this one has actually got some special features on it. There's a 26-minute interview. There's a 37-minute interview with Van Damme's double. And there's something to do with Peter Hyams as well. I don't fucking know, but still. Anyway, brilliant film. Glad I got this on 4K. And the next one is Blu-ray only, and it's a John Wayne film. And I actually watched this not that long ago on Channel 5. And I've forgotten how awesome this film is. It's got Forrest Tucker, Christopher George, Ben Johnson, Bruce Cabot, Glenn Corbett, Patrick Knowles, Andrew Prine, Richard Jekyll, Linda Day, and Jeffrey Jewell, who is the brother of Pete Jewell, who was in Alias Smith and Jones. It was which was a Western series, and from that cast, as well as the Duke himself, it's Chisholm. absolutely fantastic film. Definitely up there as one of John Wayne's best movies. It's all about this guy wanting to take over. I think it's his ranch and all this out and the other, trying to get him in trouble and stuff. But the shootout at the end is epic. Really is epic, and it's just such a fantastic film. This is going to be one that I'm going to have to watch again at some point soon. Yeah, I can't speak highly enough of this film. And this German Blu-ray, there is audio commentary with Andrew V. McLaglen. And there is a original documentary of John Wayne and Chisholm, and there's a trailer on there. So a few special features, I must admit, and it was a bargain price and all. Just the Blu-ray, as I say, just the German Blu-ray, but it plays in English. And there's also, looks like, removable subtitles as well, so bargain. And the last special, standard Blu-ray 4K case bollock thing, I don't know. I know people will say to me, well, why have you gone for that one when you can get the one in the UK? The one in the UK is extremely light on special features. And plus, I like the artwork on the slip. And I love this film anyway. I really do. I think it is a worthy addition to the series. And it is Evil Dead Rise, the Arrow release. I had to import this from the US, and you know what? It was worth every single penny. Of course, I switched the original artwork to that one, which is the original, as I like to say, creepy smile artwork. But I do love that. It captures the spirit of the whole film, and you can't go wrong with that. You really can't. With this release, you get, I'll tell you what, the disc is actually pretty cool because it's done like a record, which does have some bearing with the film. Yeah, I like that artwork. That's pretty awesome. But you also get a booklet, which is standard with, again, creepy smile, and I think that's Alicia Sutherland. Yeah, Alyssa Sutherland, sorry, not Alicia, Alyssa Sutherland. And yeah, there's some writing about the film from like Lee Cronin and stuff like that, and stuff. So yeah, this is going to be a film that I can't wait to watch again. I've seen this a few times, and every single time it hasn't failed to entertain. And again, you get a poster with that rather spiffing artwork, what? And then you've got the original sinister art, all smart, creepy smile artwork. But again, there's just something about that artwork which is, it's probably one of the best Arrow artworks I've seen recently. It really is. So we're going to pop that back in there. And then obviously you get your card as well, which has got Wild Style on, which I don't know nothing about Wild Style, so I ain't going to bother that film. But yeah. So that is Evil Dead Rise. So now we come to the conclusion.
About bloody time!
And a set that I have been waiting for. Now, I do have the Arrow release of this, which has also got some astonishing artwork. But I went for this because I love this film so much. So much. And Imprint have done a fantastic job with it. And it is Life Force, my favourite Canon film really is my favourite Canon film. And it comes with this nice slip, which is cool. Nice reflective box. I've got to cover up the shirt potatoes. And then on the back, you get the security guard that first encounters the Space Girl. And then on the side, you've got again. Now, let's go through this contents. So, in the folder, which is pretty awesome, I must admit, you get, first of all, lobby cards. And the lobby cards and that's the last one, I do believe. Yes, it is. That's the last one. So some pretty awesome lobby cards there, and they all come, as I showed you, in this envelope, which basically they seem to use for all of their releases like this, which have got lobby cards. So let's put that to one side. Now, you get the Australian poster, and I'm going to have to try and do something here, because... Nope, that's not going to work. Okay, hang on. Hang on. That's as close as, damn it. Oh, fuck it. There we are. The Australian poster, which is basically the artwork that we have on, well, had on the Betamax and VHS, and also on the Last Arrow 4K release as well. I was ecstatic when they used this artwork, because I think this artwork kicks ass. And there's nothing on the back. And this is one of those thick, high gloss posters. And oh, smell the poster goodness. And then you've got publicity information, which on the back has got posters that the cinemas can, yes, that the cinemas can use. You got the synopsis, not for publication, because this is a denoticed situation, don't you know? You got your cast and crew, got your promotions, Life Force quiz competition. God, I would have loved one of those t-shirts. And also would have loved one of those badges as well. Oh, that would have been awesome. And then there's some editorial stills as well, which could have been ordered. And they come... Apparently they're full colour stills. So, yeah. So we're going to pop all that back in there. Oh, hang on. Oh, and I've already cocked it up. Hang on. So, yeah. That's all the publicity information. Now, not only that, but you get 2 more posters. And they are reprints. Jesus Christ, this is fucking big. That's I'm gonna have to do some creative editing there to blank out the shirt potatoes. But yes, that is the Italian poster, high gloss, very heavy, and massive. But at the same time, very, very welcome. And then we have the American poster, which is the artwork that was used on the US VHS and also the UK DVD, which was the first time the international cut had been released on over here or something or other, because we actually had the truncated US cut or theatrical cut on Betamax and VHS. I don't even think it was at the cinema, the international cut. It might have been, I don't know. I never got to see it because I was only 3 at the time, and I don't think they would have let me in to see Jubblies and people exploding into dust on screen and all that shit, you know, but still. And this, as I say, is the American artwork, which is the Eye Over the Earth. And again, it's fucking huge. Nice poster, though. Really, really nice poster. Really nice artwork. But yeah, that was for the TriStar release of the film in the US. As I say, which was heavily cut down to 101 minutes because they don't want nudity. And the bit where Patrick Stewart, as who's possessed by the space girl, giving a tiny little bit of lip action to Steve Railsbeck. And then, of course, you've got the long version script, the complete script, 63 pages long. This is a fantastic edition. I love when the I love when in print include the original script. I really do. This is just an awesome edition to have. Really is an awesome edition. And then you also get, obviously, the backing card for the box, which I've put inside because basically it's small enough to go inside. And then you've got all the technical details. You've got everything that's in the box. And yeah, it was an hour and 41 minutes for the theatrical cut. And yeah, it's got all the same special features as what's on the Arrow disc. But I don't know if it's got the Q&A with Toby Hooper and also interview outtakes from Mark Hartley's Electric Boogaloo, featuring Hooper, Armstrong, Grover and Messenger. Messenger? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, so I think those two special features weren't on the UK 4K Arrow release. And then, of course, you've got the box. I love this because this is 3D depth, and it is, again, this is the artwork that I remember from the Betamax, which we used to have on the old Guild Home Video label, because Guild actually, from what I remember, they distributed some of Canon's films in the early 80s. I know they distributed Missing in Action 1 and 2, which we had on Betamax in like the big X-Rental boxes, and also this as well. And then on the back, you've got Mr. Desiccated Coconut. And then on the inside, now there's no reversible artwork on this, I've already checked. It's just a still, which again makes no sense because you can't see it through this. Those crazy Australians. You get 4 discs. 4 discs. 2 Blu-rays, each with a version of the film on and the special features. And 2 4Ks, each with a cut of the film on, exactly the same. But the only special features that's on the 4K are the commentaries and the theatrical trailers. So there's more room on the disc for like higher bit rate and like better quality, which I think Arrow should have really done. But hey ho, I'm not going to complain. And there's your discs in full. There's your 4Ks with the international and theatrical, and then you've got Blu-rays with the international again and the theatrical. So all in all, it's a very impressive set. As I say, I wasn't originally going to get this, but because I've seen so many unboxings of this, and because I am a huge fan of this film and Canon's work in general, it was literally a no-brainer that I pick this film up, especially in this set. Again, as I say, I absolutely adore this film, and it's just a fun ride every single time I watch it. And for me, this is Canon's best film. I know people are going to argue and say, well, what about Invasion USA? Cracking film. What about Mr. in Action 1 and 2? Brilliant films. You know, what about Master of the Universe? I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the Canon films that I have seen. I haven't seen Barfly all the way through because I did get a little bit bored, but I think I wasn't feeling it that day. However, that being said, this is the one that I come back to time and time again. Not because of her being in the buff for all her scenes, but one. You know. But because it's an absolutely bonkers thrill ride. Zombies, space vampires sucking life force instead of blood, husks or people that have been turned into zombies literally exploding, you know, things flying around rooms, some excellent special effects. This deserved to be a bigger hit than it was. Really did. And I think TriStar did it a disservice by cutting out 15 minutes from the film. If they'd have released it as it was, I think it probably would have been a bit of a bigger hit. I think if they'd have left some of the space scenes in at the beginning, which fleshed out some more of the story, I think it definitely would have been a bit of a bigger hit. But sadly, those scenes, I don't think they exist anymore. I think, from what I remember, Menachem Golan had a thing where as soon as something was cut, that bit of film was thrown in the bin. Daft, stupid, and a bit idiotic, but still, I'm just glad for the film that we got. You know, and I just love this film. I know, that was shit, but you know what? I don't care, because I love it so. Anyway. That's it for this video. I've tried to keep it as concise as possible. And I hope that you enjoyed this little look at the latest pickups that I picked up. Although, hang on, there is 3 more. And actually, there's 4 more. But you know what? I'll go through these very quickly. The first 2 are DVDs. One is sealed, one isn't. These were from a charity shop, and they were 50p each. And I've not seen them, so I thought, why not? The next one is a sealed Blu-ray from the same charity shop, and I thought, why not? And this was $1.50. Chernobyl, 2 discs. Not seen it. Can't wait to. And the next one was a gift from a chap called Stephen. Stephen Ferguson? I'm sorry, I can't remember his last name, but he was on Pete's live stream with the Q&A, not Q&A, with the quiz. Top guy, lovely fella, really is a very lovely bloke. And whenever when I do live streams, I'm going to get him back on because he was an absolute joy to talk to, and he's become a good friend, not because of this, but because he was so easy to get along with. And yeah, he very kindly gifted me this. He said, I want to get you a 4K because you were so welcoming to me. So I basically said, like, through Nigel, I said, right, I can't pick what one, so I'm going to give you a list of 3. Pick one for me. So I said, Beverly Hills Cop 1 or 3, or The Matrix. Either one of those. So, you know, and he got me this. So big thanks to you, mate. Really do appreciate it. You didn't have to, you know, but what can I say? You're a top fella and a great mate. You really are. Thank you very much for that. So anyway, now that is the very end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, especially the unboxing of the Life Force Limited Edition set from Imprint Films. Still available now, and it was well, nearly very reasonably priced. I know all those were. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a great weekend. Be safe whatever you do, and look after yourselves. And I'll see you in the next video. So until then, take care. Goodbye for now.